Okay, hello everyone, and this is FICS Friday. Can't remember which number, so I'll add that to the title. And we're watching Mastertan on my left, white, and gsvc, black, take on Chickencrossroad and mtatewaki. Not sure exactly how you spell that. On FICS, and just what's happening. So in order to see what's happening, you have to realise Mastertan is up on the clock by a lot of time. And he was able to find a queen to give to gsvc. Something's gone wrong. Okay, what's gone wrong? Something's gone wrong. Close that down. This is not working. Error has occurred.
Incoming challenge.
I'm trying. No, I don't want to take on Blitz. I'm trying to. Yes, okay, I'm in. So I've switched unwillingly, switched around, and now watching. For whatever reason, it wasn't working. So now I'm watching chickens from Chicken's perspective against Mastertan. This time, Chicken is up by 6 seconds. So we look at the times diagonally, but the times don't always match because players lag by different amounts. But actually, we see here the lag is quite small. Only Mastertan lagging by a couple of seconds. So he gets lag compensation for that, which is why he's up by 7 or 8 seconds, whereas this way it's only gsvc is only up by 5 seconds. So what happened? That went by too quickly. Okay. Okay, so in the Chicken Mastertan game we have quite a solid d4, d5 setup. So the problem is mtatewaki, so mtatewaki, is quite a lot lower rated than gsvc, so he's got a tough task defending against gsvc. So Mastertan just needs to hold against Chicken, and gsvc will do well. But so far mtatewaki is doing well in this game. He's got quite solid defense. No real obvious entry squares for gsvc here. And what seems to be happening a lot in these games is, Chicken's found a way of winning a rook, free rook. Is a lot of pieces are being traded off on this game, so this is turning into a chess game, and time is important. So again, Chicken is slightly down on time, which means that gsvc can sometimes get the pieces he needs to mate. Yeah, again, 7 seconds down on time. Chicken really wants a pawn, for example. Okay, so now Mastertan is waiting for a blocker. He gets the blocker. In the meantime, Chicken's got the pawn he needs. It looks like, yeah, so mtatewaki is just getting mated here. And he's downtime. So it's game over. Queen here's checkmate. I'm finding it slightly... I'm finding it slightly hard to follow moves, as if they're not going through entirely smoothly. But maybe it's just me. Okay, so bishop here. Oof, maybe it's just players are playing extremely quickly. Okay, mastertan wants queen, obviously, but actually the knight defends. Something seems off, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Oh, thanks Chuck Moulton for the 7 months in a row. My goodness. Actually, earlier today I got a gift sub to International Master Mark Esserman, and I was slightly confused because I have never seen his stream, so I'm sure he's a great streamer. But I don't follow him, I've never seen him, but was given a gift sub. So I follow him now, but I haven't seen any of the streams yet. Because mainly I follow Crazy House streams and Bughouse, like Chuck Moulton. I was watching a stream that raided him. That must have been it. I must have fallen asleep while watching something else, and then it raided him. Yeah, that must have been it. I don't know. I'm finding it. I don't know if it's just this particular game. I'm finding it as if both players are like moving simultaneously, and I'm sort of finding it almost as if the board seems slightly glitchy and that it's not, the moves are not coming through smoothly. But maybe this is just my imagination. Yeah, like I'm getting 2 moves at a time. It's like, okay, it's basically, it must be sort of pre-moves happening. So it's just, oh yeah, like all these pieces, the moves are not kind of coming through one at a time. They're just several moves are passing by. So I don't remember that happening in the past, but it just makes it slightly harder to follow what's going on. Now it could be that I'm streaming at too high a resolution, but I'm only streaming at 600 megabits a second or whatever it is. But it just makes it very hard to watch. So Chuck Moulton, you said the same thing happened to you. Okay, so yeah, this is actually really difficult. So I'm trying to work out what to do. So Chicken Crossroad is still estimated 2668. He will be the highest rated on FICS once he becomes non-provisional again. Because the current highest rated player on FICS is in fact Dutch Vin, i.e. Oppa. If you just load up the best, it's Dutch Vin on 2193, Mixu on 2171, Jazzy number 3 on 2150, and gsvc on 2118. The chessboard on fire in 5th, all the way down to mtatewaki on 1399, who's partnered up with Chicken in this game. Right, so mastertan is going for tricks with knight h3. Oof. So and what's the time situation? They're actually down a couple of seconds. And Chuck Moulton says stream at 7:20. Is it glitchy for you? And how do I fix this? And maybe I should just stop and try and start again. 7:20, not 180. Okay, that's yeah. If it's lower, that's not a problem. I mean, what I'd be worried about if it's too high and it's coming through glitchy. If the quality is less, that's not a. Yeah, my concern is that moves are coming through smoothly. And I think it's because the players are very quick, and so moves are just coming through like 3 or 4 at a time sometimes when they're pre-moving everything. So I would sacrifice image quality in favor of getting, good dynamic quality. If I could. Yeah, I have trouble actually even on lichess with bandwidth. I stream only 600 like megabits a second or so these days. When in the past I used to stream at about 800. Just because I was finding that with higher. Okay, so Chicken's King is a little bit open. If mastertan could get a knight, but yeah, he has an unstoppable mate with. Yeah, okay, that's. So 2676. Okay, let's try and follow these games. Difficult though it is. So e6 is tender, and so mastertan's going queen e7 makes a lot of sense. There's some sort of exchange on e5, check, king e8. So the king is reasonably safe, I guess. Now the queen is under attack, and the threat is taking on e7, presumably, and just crashing in. So just blocks, and mastertan now going for a counterattack. Okay, so in the meantime, a slight it's like he's up on time. Yeah, so Chicken's slightly up on time. Okay, but mastertan actually seems, in my eyes, to have quite a good attack now. With this h3 and so on. Only slight worry, no, even if you had a rook, bishop protects. So maybe 2 knights, but no, even then. The king could just slide back. So, hey, how did he... Oh, takes, now the bishop was no longer protecting h3. I feel that was a huge mistake. But then, obviously, he didn't want to have a queen on a8. But wow, Chicken really got safe there. Because obviously now the bishop controls this diagonal, and mastertan's got a huge job. I mean, first he has a weakness here, and he's lost control over this diagonal. In the meantime, so while Chicken's doing wonderfully, in the meantime his partner is suffering with, well, he's almost mated, king back, queen. His partner is up by a couple of seconds, but is very close to mate, if not mate in 1. Just knight here looks like checkmate, doesn't it? Over the knight covers. Knight here maybe is no, but then the knight goes here. Oh, just promote a knight. I mean, it's a mate in 2 or something. Here, surely. Promote a knight at h7 will be mate here. Yeah, and that mate does come to pass. Okay, so e4, knight f6, and then they transpose to an e4, e5 line. So, in the meantime, gsvc putting pressure on this diagonal here. And the queen is... So it's check, he has to then presumably move the queen somewhere. And then he's just got to give up the queen and get his king safe. In the meantime, gsvc has a huge load of material. He does. gsvc's got a huge load of material with which to attack, and Chicken doesn't really have anything. So in the meantime, though that material is being fed back to mastertan, who's now can attack Chicken with this extra material, and so this is almost mate already here. So gsvc is threatening knight to h3. It's very hard to defend, but he has lots of material to defend it. It's just very hard. He might try queen at h3, but then knight e2 comes. You can't take that knight because then... Yeah, maybe you could take the knight, because f2 is protected, but no, it's not, because the knight already covers. So your knight h3, and then there would be a smothered mate here. So actually, queen hit... No, doesn't he need another knight? Yeah, it's not so simple. So mtatewaki can throw in quite a few checks and cause a bit of mayhem yet. But he is down time. Oh, so if he just needs a knight to mate, in fact. So that's interesting. But they're down time. And no knights forthcoming, a knight or a queen. So mastertan has to be a little bit careful. He's up 7 seconds. Is it 7 seconds? About 9 seconds. So he's just going to sit it out a little bit. So Nosortes Rex has just raided. Oh, thank you. And I follow you, by the way. So really bad at Crazy House on Lichess and I think on chess.com. Which is a sure sign that you're, I think as Yasser was playing, he said, sure sign that you're not bad at Crazy House if your username is really bad at Crazy House. So thanks for the raid. Yeah, we do these occasionally, these streams on FICS, and if you just type !YouTube, you can get the link to my YouTube with some of the former FICS Fridays we've done. And I also do sometimes stream on chess.com, Bughouse, and Lichess Crazy House, and occasionally puzzles as well. But if you want Bughouse, I think what I'd recommend is Helm's Knight and Chuck Moulton are definitely the two Bughouse streamers I'd recommend. Okay, so this just seems to be confusion tactics, because that pawn was hanging, so I'm not quite sure what that was from mastertan, but chicken didn't take. Okay, so first thing when I actually look at a position is I first look at the time, just to see who has the edge in that regard. Then I'd say, yeah, someone getting mated. Seems like king safety. It looks like everyone's quite safe. So this king is actually pretty safe. This king's pretty safe. The chicken's actually the least safe king at first sight. And we're going to get queens though is the problem. So that look could be risky, because it means there's going to be a queen drop here. The knight guards queen b8, but. Oof! What's going on here? Looks like there's some kind of yeah. I felt a little bit of jumping around there. So almost something, but bishop covers. So yeah, there isn't anything. There isn't anything, and pawns are really going to hurt. So that creates a double threat. So it's really going to hurt this. So gsvc will be getting through, and in terms of time, he's only got 3 seconds up in the meantime to survive. What could possibly happen? I mean, if he got a queen here, pawn here, maybe he could make something happen. So why doesn't he trade queens on his move? 5 seconds. Yeah, I mean, if they just traded queens quickly on mtatewaki's move, maybe they could get something going. But okay, mtatewaki flags, and chicken has a tough task, effectively taking on combined force of mastertan and gsvc. But mtatewaki actually playing well in my mind. Just gsvc is a very strong player. Okay, so we see here very classical. So pawn here takes, pawn here plays, takes, knight here attacking the queen, queen goes across. So implicitly some threats of at d2 maybe. Okay, that was a nice check to pick up the bishop for free and hit the queen. Chicken quickly moves to the side. So he's lost a bit of material, has chicken, but maintains a little bit of safety. But the problem is, yeah, f6 and h6 remain tender. So if you could get a bishop, yeah, bishop at f6 I felt was even stronger. But oof, maybe that I see why here, because now he just needs a rook to checkmate. And so just look on time, he's 7 seconds up. So he'll be saying to partner, I'm sitting for rook for a smothered mate. And Matatewaki's got a tough task to hold rook for 6 seconds or 6 seconds or so. So his queen's under attack. And the queen was guarding g2. So it's going to have to go back, knight here, check, king here, knight went back. That all happened really quickly. And he wants to put maybe a queen here and take this rook. Rook can just swing quickly over here, but then the queen is going to come here and take the queen. So mastertan could just hold, but okay, mastertan did play on in this position, so there's no longer a smothered mate, so you don't need to be worried about that anymore. So Matatewaki's is sitting, but he could just quickly swing in. But oof, that seems a mistake. That's a mistake, surely. Mastertan could just sit for the rook. Yeah, chicken knows this is dangerous now, very dangerous. It's almost 10 seconds now, and he's got his queen. He's got what he was looking for the whole time, and he's got his smothered mate. Yes. Okay, the moves fly out again, and this. Oof. Yeah. Okay, so we already see a sack by Matatewaki on f2, knight out check. But wow, gsvc is already castled by hand. That was fast casting. If you can castle by hand that quickly, then you don't need normal castling. Okay, so it takes a knight, pawn at h3. So gsvc, furious attack here. Oof. Okay, so he's going to have to somehow guard g2. This is a furious attack. But he's short of pieces. But wow, Matatewaki is fast. I'm impressed. The problem is how to defend this place here, because you might like to go bishop at h8. It doesn't work. Knight at e7, queen takes, knight takes, is smothered mate. So this makes g7 a real... Okay, so probably bishop at f6 is the way to defend it. Knight takes, queen takes, and then you're still defending it. So yeah, bishop at f6 is the way for Matatewaki to go, I think. Probably then the response is pawn takes, bishop takes, and another pawn on f. No, I think that worked. Maybe pawn on h6, yeah. Okay, so I think he's gone a bit too aggressive, just trying to bring his queen in, just hope that he gets fed. Oh, that's also nice. That is nice, actually, what he just found. That is nice. Knight, oh, he's wanting to win the queen with check. Oh, I'm impressed. But he's not... What is he waiting for something else? He could take the queen with check, but he's sitting. So why is he sitting? He's worried knight is actually lethal. Oof, this is so tight. I hadn't seen this. Pawn here, king takes. Yeah, knight is lethal because knight here takes, queen at g2.
Incoming challenge.
Is a mate. So someone's challenging me to atomic, which is sweet. I've never played atomic on FICS, but I'm going to stick with the bug commentary for now. Yeah, and if anyone's watching, by the way, I just noticed Chuck Moulton is looking for a partner for his Bughouse stream. Oh, what happened here? Oof, that was harsh. Matatewaki got mated. He had such a promising attack, but he couldn't give knight because he was afraid of mating chicken, and then he ended up getting mated himself. Yeah, so if anyone watching, I'm not sure how many people are watching, but if anyone watching is interested in playing with Chuck Moulton on his stream in about an hour, about 11 p.m. GMT, then drop him a message. And Chess Not Checkers asks, what is this site or website or whatever? So, yeah, it's a free internet chess server. You can't play it very easily on the web. You have to go to, you have to have a client. So I'm using something called Raptor, but other people use something called Thief. Yeah, so as Chuck said also in the chat, he's looking for someone to stream Bughouse with on chess.com in about an hour. So yeah, if anyone's interested, just drop him a message, and he can teach you some Bughouse live on stream. The one condition is you have to have voice comm. You have to communicate with it with voice, so he can actually guide you, tell you what pieces he needs and such like. Okay, so normally in this sort of position, I would think at f2, but interesting that Chicken went for at d2 just to keep his rook file open. So having the open rook file was so important to him, he reinforced orthogonal to that diagonal rather than in the direction of his king. That's very instructive, because my intuition would be like, I don't care about my rook file, my king's safety is paramount, and I would go at f2. So quite instructive to see at d2. But having said that, that pawn looks a bit pointless on d2, but the rook file is open, and it does. And there is a reinforcement of this e3 square, which is important, and this means he has at f6 ideas in the future. So that's really nice. Okay, so again, I haven't been following this game properly. So again, I look diagonally at the time and I see 140, 125. Chicken is up a lot of time means either him or his partner can sit for pieces, or if they're mated, they can sit, and the other one can win in the time up that they are. He's again got a really good attack on gsvc, so I have to say I'm impressed. Now, unfortunately for him, gsvc's got a queen in hand. Pawn here, queen here is checkmate, so he has to sit. Which means that Chicken's got 10 seconds. He just has to sit, or 7 seconds. So mastertan it's only got 24 seconds, and Chicken just has to in that sort of 10 seconds up, or it is 10 seconds up. Oh, he ran up. He's definitely going to be mated though, surely. But in that 10 seconds, Chicken just has to try and flag mastertan. So this is actually quite exciting, whether he can do it. It's down to 4 seconds. Chicken really has to play fast. It's only 4 seconds he has, so it means he has to make all his moves in less than 4 seconds until mastertan's clock runs out. So can he do it? Just has to play instant chess here, and that's why we're seeing pre-move, check. Takes. Come on, instant, and he gets there with 1 second left. With 1 second left. I mean, that is kudos to Chicken for getting that. And so just seeing, we're getting some matchmaking on Twitch, yay. So Chess Not Checkers is asking, what's your, Chuck is asking, what's your chess.com? It's Optimal Eclipse. And do you have Skype or Discord? You've got Discord, that's great. So they'll be communicating with each other on Discord. So that's great. We've got some nice matchmaking on on Twitch. So that's a stream we can look forward to in an hour's time. Chestnut Checkers 123 and Chuck Moulton streaming together. And Chuck says he played bug with Chicken Crossroad over the board yesterday. Wow, that's something. You could have had a live over the board stream. But I imagine it's quite hard to set that kind of thing up. Meaning it's just it's more fun just to do it, and of course it's fun for the viewers to see it. But although it's quite hard to see the pieces, it's more just the event of it. Over the board DGT chess. I'm not sure. Has that happened yet? Is that a thing? Oh, that was really nice from Chicken. Pawn to draw it out, and then queen here cuts the king off, and the knight prevents the king running to g3. Okay, that was a really nice mate from Chicken against mastertan. In terms of rating, probably still treading water. Mastertan and Chicken both still provisional on FICS. Okay, so Chicken quickly castles by hand. He keeps his open f-file. He's got a nice check. It's going to get blocked. Another check, blocked. And a pawn at e6. That's a nice pawn at e6, because bishop can't take it, and if the pawn takes it, opens up f7. And mastertan responded with interesting move, hitting the queen. Well, I was surprised that he couldn't just ignore that. He couldn't just ignore that and go straight for his attack. Maybe he didn't quite have enough for mate. And it looks like mastertan has takes, knight takes. So mastertan is looking really threatening here, but he does need pieces, and he's only up 2 seconds. In the meantime, his own king is not so safe. But, I mean, as an example, if mastertan could get a queen, then queen here would be checkmate. Defended by this queen, king is cut off, can't go to f3 because of the pawn. But both mastertan and chicken are quite low on pieces, so they have to play a little bit of chess for a while. mtatewaki, I am very impressed by him. He's only rated 1385 or something on FICS, but he's been doing well in staying as safe as can be expected against such a good player as gsvc. Okay, this rook on g4 now on g6 was a really good idea by chicken just to stay safe. And again, time gives you a good idea of who's got the upper hand here. So chicken's slightly low on time. But actually I can't see any obvious attacks. The bishop and the rook do defend quite nicely. So actually the problem is actually on this board. If gsvc gets too much material, this could be risky. With f6 square, yeah, f6 square being especially sensitive, has to take that, I think, yes. Because if you went step back, pawn here would be checkmate. So, again, he can't step down here, because pawn here... No, pawn here and pawn here is checkmate. He had to step the other way, or bishop, in fact. But he had to step the other way. Oh. So I just was just saying how well mtatewaki was playing. But stepping back to g7, obviously a fatal error. Stepping back the other way, I think gsvc would have needed more pieces to complete the mating net. So we've seen here, takes, knight here, pawn here, takes, in some sort of order. The knight's providing some kind of coverage of the f6 and h6 squares, and he has a pawn for g7 if he ever wants it, but he's gone straight on the offensive against mastertan, hitting the queen. Quite an annoying move. And mastertan just gives up the queen. Wow. So this is really aggressive stuff. Really, just ignore f6 and h6.
Challenge.
I'm getting a lot of challenges today, which is rather strange. But I'm streaming Bughouse if anyone is watching and seeing the stream. Okay. Yeah. So this is nasty. So g2 is especially weak. Just going on an attack, but notice how gsvc has f7 covered. So if you wanted to mate, he would need like 2 heavies and a knight or something like this, something really, or even more than that. So he covers g2, but king here, a knight is going to probably mate. No, it's not actually. So gsvc just going for this at d2 idea now, but again, that should be easy to block. So was there nothing stronger? I guess not. I mean, yeah, really good coverage of f3 from. Okay, so in the meantime, chicken's got a big problem on g7. Really big issue on g7. If he takes either way, another pawn is landing on g7. So what is that? How did he do that? He must have defended with a knight or something, and takes knight, takes queen. And now the queen is fortunate because it guards both. So mastertan needs... Oh, so he gets mated here. So gsvc won on this board, yeah. Okay, so what's... Moves flying out quite quickly here. Queen is under attack. He defends with the pawn. Oof, I'm not seeing quickly enough what's going on. Okay, knight there, check. King's going to have to probably go this way and run to d8. Oh, he goes this way and sacks the queen, does mastertan. Can that be good? Knight here attacking the queen, queen up, instant. Stopping knight takes g2. Oof, knight takes c2 instead, or queen's just going to take that, right? And then knight here attacking the queen. Okay, so the queen moves. And the other knight comes, and there's a nice knight here is going to come in, win the queen, with check and win the queen. Chicken takes back. So because he's played quickly, Mastertan doesn't have... Mastertan is still up 10 seconds, but doesn't have the material to really punish. Really nice move by Mastertan. Okay, so Mastertan's very serious this game. Takes, and he's going to try and get in on the light squares, but he needs more material and time. Oh no! Unfortunately for Chicken, gsvc has just mated mtatewaki in the meantime. So actually, yeah, they were... I think on both boards they were suffering a little bit in that game. Okay, so gsvc sacks a queen to keep his king safe. Oof, mtatewaki really just rolling out those moves quickly. And that queen is going to hurt, I suspect, on the other board. But we'll see, we'll see. Bishop is under attack. I mean, just pawn at d2 is a bit risky, I guess. Knight comes in and to f2. Oof, knight takes f2 is coming. Oh, it didn't come. So he went this way, and I think that's a slight mistake from gsvc. I think it was wise just to go straight in on the sack. But I don't know. So I feel, yeah, mtatewaki has played this nicely, but slight weakness on d2. And Chuck Walton's giving me some advice on how to avoid challenges, which I'll look at once. I want to my Discord, when I open it up, it would cover the screen, so I can't see the full message exactly, but oof, chicken is what? Master just needs a pawn or that. No, the knight covers. It's not so simple. Yeah, I'll look at that once, either in a break of games or something. Also got Lazy pinging me for trivia, but I'm bugging, so I can't. Okay, so it feels like the king's got a little bit more air after that exchange. Takes, but oof, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, but it looks like Chicken has got some safety. So that knight on d6 was a really wonderful piece, guarding f7, even though Mastertan didn't have a pawn. Okay, Chicken doesn't even bother taking back the bishop. Interesting, because otherwise a knight would have landed on f7, forking king and queen. So that's interesting. Just spotting that quickly and not being afraid to just dump that queen back in on defense, just protecting that knight fork. If you have a queen, use it, kind of thing. Not trying to save it up for some kind of attack, as would be tempting to do in Crazy House, I think. Queen in hand is more powerful, but queen not on the board is no use. So if I want to just get back to the bigger picture, okay, he wants just knight here and pawn here, checkmate. That's the very simple thing he wants. And has he got time to get those pieces? Well, he has a pawn, he has a knight, and is mtatewaki about to get mated? 2 seconds! 2 seconds to find the mate. Just to survive, 1 second. So Chicken is just going to play instant chess. But mtatewaki got flagged. That's unfortunate. So it looks like Mastertan and gsvc have been eking Chicken Crossroad and mtatewaki